Hello there. Welcome to a rundown of what I've been watching throughout March. So I do these every month. Go through Letterboxd, go through everything I've watched. Just to give you guys a little inkling of what I've been watching. Just thought it was an interesting idea of a kind of like little podcast thing for the channel. So last month I watched a lot of Masters of Horror, and then the last film I watched was The Evictors, which was pretty good, from 1979. So starting in March, I watched on the first Reservoir Dogs. I do have the Blu-ray and DVD set, but not the 4K yet. I did watch it on streaming, so give that 4 stars, 4 out of 5. Great film. Look at that nice artwork. Let's have a little look. There we go. So yeah, Quentin Tarantino's first film. It's a classic one. I think it's from, is it 1991? 1992. It's a bit of a flashback film, lots of flashbacks going on. These guys have gone to do a bank job, a heist goes wrong. The police are involved, they're after them, they're hot on their tails, and they end up in this empty, abandoned warehouse, questioning, who's tipped off the police and who they can trust. Goes from there. It's got Harvey Keitel in it, Steve Buscemi, Chris Penn, Tim Roth. Tarantino has a small part. A lot of great actors in there. Good, solid film. I love Reservoir Dogs, really. It's pretty damn good. Just for the acting alone, the acting's really good. The story could be a little bit more fleshed out, but it is Tarantino's first film, so it's a bit more linear than his later stuff. It runs at about 90 minutes odd or what have you. And yeah, just good debut movie. So rewatch that again. That was great. Then I did watch one for the first time because I picked up the Arrow Blu-ray, and that was 1972 Silent Running. So weird little movie set on a spacecraft. This guy his crew end up being killed, so he ends up on his own with the little robots. He likes cultivating plants, and he's trying to cultivate plants for life on another planet and things like that. It's a bit of an lonely movie because he's on his own with the robots, but it's pretty good. I give it 3 out of 5. It's not bad. It's a bit subtle for my liking, but fairly nice film nonetheless. Yeah, quite an endearing little film. On the third film of the month, I watched 1980s The Unseen. This could do with a UK Blu-ray release. I've got the Scorpion releasing, not with a nice slipcover. That's what's on the slipcover. I just have it without that, but this is the art I picked for it. Weird film. One thing I will say about The Unseen, if I just go on to the it's just there. Hold on. The guy who's basically orchestrating all these bad things that happen to these women who he lets stay at his huge country house, house out in the country a bit, out of town. The actor Sidney Lassick, who's actually one of the teachers in Carrie, and he's really funny in that too. The one when she says it's beautiful when she's reading the poem, and he goes beautiful and all this stuff. But he's really funny, and he plays the main villain and antagonist, Sidney Lassick. Good actor. I've not seen him in much else, but he's really, really funny. And he did make this film very a lot quirkier and stuff. You've got Barbara Bach as the main final sort of girl. And yeah, it's really cool. Basically, there's something lurking in the basement, in the cellar, that's been unleashed on these women who are just happen to be filming a documentary, and they're staying at a parade. They're filming a parade for a documentary, and they just happen to be staying in this house, and they're being picked off and stuff. The Unseen, really good. Worth a watch, The Unseen, if you haven't seen it. It's a good one. Watch the crazy Japanese film from 1977 for the viewer's choice at the time. That was House. Very bizarre, weird. There's a bit of an video about it, audio video on the channel, so do check that out. That's House from 1977. Wacky, crazy, all over the shop. Yeah, just absolute madness. Got the new 4K Bad Biology from Severin, 2008 film by Frank Henenlotter, who did Basket Case, is it Brain Damage, and Frankenhooker, and the Basket Case sequels. Basically, this woman she's got a crazy sexual appetite because she has a mutated vagina. Meets this guy who also has a monster penis, and it goes from there, and it's about their two stories coming together. So basically most of the film they're separated, and then it gets really bizarre and stuff. There's some hilarious scenes where the dick actually comes off the guy, detaches itself and goes on like a rampage. Like, you see these women like just, in their underwear and stuff, like hanging out in the houses, and this dick's like breaking through the floorboards and like looking at them, and you see it's POV, and the women are just like no, no, and like screaming, and the dick sort of like goes for them and stuff. It's hilarious. Really good film, Bad Biology. I did enjoy that. Typical Frank Henenlotter like sort of movie, what you'd expect from him. For the other viewers' choice, I watched Dead Ringers, 1988, directed by David Cronenberg. Weird sort of movie about two twins who work in the medical field. What do they do? They basically alter women's downstairs regions so they're able to have children and stuff. It gets really weird. Solid performances. Yeah, interesting one. Dead Ringers. It's one of them you sort of have to watch, get a feel for it yourself. Circus of the Dead, watched on the 12th. That's from 2014. Crazy horror film. Like, loved Circus of the Dead. There's a look at the can I zoom in? No, I don't want to. Okay, can't be removed. I don't want to remove it. Okay, I'm just messing about. Let's look at the picture. It's about these crazy clowns who work at the carnival. They pick people out. They pick people out of the crowd and say they've won a contest, and that's how they manage to attain people's details to know where they live. Go to his house, do horrific things to the mother and the woman and the guy she's cheating with. The clowns then kidnap the dad, the daughters. They keep the daughters separated from the dad. They take the dad on a crazy spree where they're murdering people viciously and doing all kinds of crazy, crazy things. And it just all comes to a head. It's just a crazy, gory horror film. Good narrative. Shows the dark side of the sort of like psyche, what these clowns have. But yeah, Circus of the Dead, I give it 4 stars. Really good. Definitely one for a horror fan. Like, like a hardcore horror fan would like that. Reformed Schoolgirls from 1986. Fun exploitation film, women's sort of prison film. They're in like an institute, these young sort of women who have committed various crimes and stuff, and it's about their struggles, what they go through. They're trying to overrun the matron, who's a bitch. I forget her name now. Let's have a look. She's just crazy as hell. Cast, does it tell you who they play though? I can't even remember her name now. Edna. Yeah, there's Warden Sutter, who's like the main warden. She's a bit of a bitch as well. And then there's the henchwoman, Edna, who runs a certain dorms, and she's just evil, like, basically. But crazy and funny as well. She's a good character, and the girls are just trying to, like, sort of get past her, and she's really cruel to them, really, and doesn't, like, makes them miss their meals and things. It's not, like, overly extreme. It's just a lot of fun. Really enjoyed Reformed Schoolgirls. It's got some good nudity in it as well, like some nice girls as well, looking good, some nice women and stuff like that. Watched one that had a screener sent for, Wolver's Stain. Very bizarre film, couldn't make much sense of it, but it was shot quite well and stuff. Like, gave that 2.5. Rewatched The Sect after picking up the 4K, gave it 3.5. Bizarre film, The Sect, just a lot of weird imagery and things going on. It's an occult film about this occult trying to indoctrinate this woman into and make her the sort of vessel, if you will, for a new for the devil to be born. So she's going to be the mother of the devil. They want to, typical like occult stuff where they have a woman who they want to impregnate with the devil's seed. So the new devil is born and unleashed onto earth. That type of thing, but with a lot of weird imagery with the big bird and stuff in the nest, like going up to her and pecking her neck out, and you see all maggots and things. Really good special effects. Yeah, enjoyed that. Sorority House Massacre, I was looking forward to this one. Watched it on Shudder, 1986. Only gave it 2 stars. Load of rubbish, really. Didn't like it at all. Fell asleep a bit as well. Wasn't keen on that one. New one that's coming to Shudder soon, I think, because it's a Shudder one, and I've managed to watch it, and that is Stop Motion, 2023 film. I think it must have been like a late 2023 film, not been sort of released properly yet. It might have been on the cinemas in some countries, but it's coming to Shudder, this one. I give it 3 out of 5. Quite cool. I think it was a British one as well, and yeah, it's about this girl whose mother's a famous stop motion animator, and she's trying to make her last film, but she's obviously sort of dying as well, and the daughter has to finish the film and it gets really weird and odd. I won't give too much away, but stop motion, pretty damn good. I gave that 3 out of 5. I did like that one. On the 22nd, I watched another Shudder original, You'll Never Find Me, gave it 1 star. I'm not going to sit here and slate the film, but it was boring and drab, and it was just this guy and this woman. The woman knocks on his door late at night, he lives out in the middle of nowhere, outside of town and stuff, and they're just like weird. They just start getting really weird and being paranoid of each other, and there's a bit of a chase and things. Really rubbish, I thought. I did not like You'll Find Me, Never Find Me. Do better, Shudder, with your originals, please. Or at least, yeah, I like it that you give these independent or smaller films a chance, but at least give us some other, like, more entertaining ones. Stop motion is a good one that they'll be getting. That is good. Anyway, I watched Kathy's Curse on the 24th, last Saturday. 1977 movie, gave that 4 stars. Great film, great score. Weird, creepy kid possession film. You know, like, weird stuff. Really good. Very impressed with Kathy's Curse. I've gone for the alternative poster. So it's a girl called Kathy. Her dad inherits his dad's house. They move in. The mother's got mental health problems. She gets paranoid and stuff, so she's in and out of hospital quite often. Kathy's left to her own devices a bit. There's a weird scene involving like a weird witch woman and things. It's got some really weird imagery, weird score, really good. Just odd and strange, good, like, and it has a very good like 70s aesthetic and vibe to it. From 1977, directed by Eddie Matalon. So I do Matalon or something, Matalon I'll say. So check out Kathy's Curse if you haven't. Severin are doing a 4K of that in May. Might pick it up one day because I really did like it. And the big one for the month, The Abyss got released. Obviously we didn't get it in the UK. There's a review on the channel about that. You know about The Abyss. I've done a review on not the channel, sorry, the website on the skincrawlers.co.uk. There's a full like little my breakdown of the 4K, if you will. I do make them quite brief sometimes, but like I've gone into a bit of detail on The Abyss. I really enjoyed it. First time watch, gave it 5 stars, as you can see. Fantastic film. Can't believe I've never seen this one. Directed by James Cameron, did Terminator 2, even did the Piranha 2, which I can't remember if I've seen. The Avatar films, which I'm not keen on. Aliens, which is coming out in the UK in a couple of weeks, and The Abyss was just fantastic. Underwater epic. It's got weird alien things that they're trying to discover what they're about. It's a disaster movie, an alien movie about friendship, love, even relationships. It's got a villain who's a bit crazy, like this Navy SEAL guy who breaks off from the group trying to nuke the aliens and things. It's just got a lot going on, and it's a great film as well. It's fantastic. The Abyss, loved it. Another good one, Captain Clegg, watched a bit later on the same night. Also known as Night Creatures, it's a Hammer horror film, 1962. Stars Peter Cushing, Oliver Reed, among others, about these town people, and there's a legend of Captain Clegg, who's supposed to be buried there. They discover that he's not actually buried there. The King's Guards turn up. They reckon there's a bit of wrongdoing going on in the town, or the village, if you will. They think the people are, doing smuggling and tax evasion. So they're hot on the trails. They're also trying to figure out who these night riders are, should I say, linked to Captain Clegg, who's supposed to be dead. People are seeing these weird riders at night, like skeletons on skeleton horses and things that are illuminated. People are freaked out by that. The King's Guard are trying to figure out what's going on there. You got Peter Cushing as the like church priest or what have you, the vicar or whatever. He's up to antics and stuff. Oliver Reed's this lady's love interest, and he's the local squire's son, who's very wealthy. And the town are just trying to like do things under the King's Guard's nose and get like booze smuggled out of there and smuggled in, and it's really good. It is a horror film, but it's more of like a bit of a comedy horror with other different sort of genres thrown in. It's not a full-on like horror Captain Clegg, but it's very good and very entertaining. I did enjoy that. I gave that 3.5 out of 5 from 1962. Oh, watch The Blood on Satan's Claw 4K. Now, I have seen this film a few times before. Great film, enjoyed it. 1971, British horror film from the Tygon Studios. 88 Films are putting some of these out on 4K and Blu-ray. This is the most I've probably enjoyed watching the film in 4K. Bit of an upgrade from the Blu-ray. I'm sure the Blu-ray is nice actually, because I had the Blu-ray, the Screenbound one. I think it was Screenbound anyway. But I thought I'd upgrade. Loved the slip and everything. Great release. Loads of features. Got a booklet. Brilliant film as well. Satanic occult horror set in a sleepy British village. You know, you've got Angela Blake up to all her crazy mischief, like indoctrinating people from the village and children into the satanic cult, and they're killing people off and murdering people. You've got people who are scared the beast is being unleashed, if you will, and they're trying to figure things out. This high judge is goes back to the village where he stayed. He's got some connections there, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. Brilliant film, The Blood on Satan's Claw. I watched the Ring remake out of the Scream Factory box set on 4K. This is the most I've also enjoyed this film, which happens a lot with 4Ks. Really good adaptation of The Ring. I have seen the Japanese original, Ringu, but I haven't seen the sequels to it. But I have seen all the Ring remakes and the sequels now. But the remake of The Ring, really good. Yeah, good performances. It's a great mystery. It unravels, you know, it's like an unraveling mystery, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, what's the origins of this videotape that supposedly causes people to die after 7 days when they receive a phone call after viewing the tape. The woman, I forget her name now, the character's, what's she called? Rachel, played by Naomi Watts. She's a journalist with a son, and her and her ex are trying to figure out the origins of the tape. She goes to a weird island, trying to piece everything together. It's very mysterious. It's like a mystery. It's also got some horrific scenes. It's great. Loved it. I'll get to the other one in a bit. Just sat down and watched the John Cleese film Clockwise. Quite funny, right? And then on the 28th, so I watched The Ring 2, which is a remake sequel to The Ring. I'd never seen it before. I thought I may have done. This is also in the Scream Factory box set, which is a lovely box set, by the way, but the only good film in there is the actual original Ring remake from 2002. This was, not to slate things too bad, but I will just say it was diarrhea. It was awful. So the first film's a mystery. It's got a lot of mystery components to it. The Ring 2, again, has Naomi Watts reprise her role as Rachel, and there's kids in it as well playing his role again. But they were quite good as actors. But the narrative was garbage. The film was rubbish. It didn't have the same feel as The Ring at all. I'm not saying they should be exactly the same, but they didn't carry any, much elements over apart from the core narrative about Samara. It just goes way over the top with jump scares. It's just a boring jump scare fest. It's from 2005. Crap sequel. Terrible. Hated The Ring 2. I'm never watching that film again if I can help it, because it was bloody awful. Love the remake, The Ring. 2002. Love that remake, but this sequel to the remake was absolute diarrhea. It was just a pathetic jump scare fest. It was boring, just full of stupid plot holes and things, just full of stupid ideas that differ away from the initial idea of the videotape being the main source of killing people. It's got Samara coming around when she's not on the videotape or coming out of the screen and stuff, just stupid stuff that didn't make a lot of sense to the narrative of the first film. I didn't like The Ring 2. It really did piss me off to some degree. Anyway, that's all my monthly watches for March. Not as many as last month, but there's been some good watches. Standouts for me was watching The Sect again. That was fun. Stop motion, pretty damn good. Kathy's Curse, of course, The Abyss, Captain Clegg. The Ring remake was really fun to watch again. Bad Biology was a great first time watch, as was House. Watching The Unseen is always fun. And yeah, really enjoyed it. Good month of movies. I need to watch more throughout April, which I will do. Anyway, thanks for listening. That's the end of this. And I'll see you on the next video.